From 7-mile streets to rewriting NFL history, this is how Sauce Gardner beat every odds stacked against him. Raised where survival wasn't guaranteed, Ahmad Sauce Gardner turned faith, discipline, and belief into one of football's greatest success stories. And this is where the story really starts. 7 Mile Road in Detroit wasn't just tough, it was dangerous. Violence was normal. Sirens weren't background noise, they were warnings. Sauce watched friends end up dead or locked away, futures cut short before they ever began. Every day felt like a test of survival. One wrong choice could ruin everything, and that fear stayed with him. But one thing kept him grounded: his mother. She was the reason he stayed focused, the reason he believed there had to be more than this.
Shine my sophomore year, my junior year, my senior year, get them offers, go to the pros.
Here's where it gets personal. Sauce made his mom a promise: no drinking, no smoking, no shortcuts, just discipline, just faith, and one clear goal: the NFL. From a young age, he locked in mentally, believing God had a plan bigger than 7 Mile. But believing didn't make it easy. The Sauce was small, really small, 5'8", barely 120 pounds. People didn't just doubt him, they laughed. Coaches, players, and outsiders all said the same thing: you're not built for this. In Detroit, being counted out is normal, and he felt that pressure every day. Still, he kept showing up. Keep grinding. And every night, he prayed. Not for fame, not for money, just for a growth spurt. Just one chance for his body to catch up with his dreams. What would you have done here? Quit or keep praying?
Like, I ain't gonna be able to make it. That's just how Detroit was. I just remember I used to pray every night, like, God, please let me hit a growth spurt. God answer my prayers.
Then, finally, it happened. Sauce shot up past 6 feet. Confidence followed instantly. He felt different, moved differently. But here's the twist. It came late. Too late for recruiters who'd already moved on. The talent was there now, but the spotlight still wasn't. He was bigger, yet still invisible.
I asked to pay for that cap, because I was telling her, like, one day I'm gonna pay it back to you. I just need you to trust me.
This part hits hard. No offers, no calls, nothing. Desperate for exposure, Sauce turned to the only person who never stopped believing: his mom. He begged her to pay for football camps, knowing she didn't really have it, and she still did it. Gave him her last dollars, trusting his word. Sauce promised her one thing: one day, I'll pay you back. That wasn't motivation. That was pressure. Real pressure. Imagine carrying someone else's sacrifice on your back every snap. Just when it felt like time was running out, Cincinnati called. A full-ride scholarship. Not a flashy powerhouse, but to Sauce, it meant everything. It meant escape. It meant proof. It meant his mom's sacrifice wasn't for nothing. He didn't hesitate. He committed on the spot. For the first time, it felt real. Like he was finally out of 7 Mile, finally on his way.
I was the guy when we recruited him said he couldn't play here for probably at least 2 years because he was so skinny.
But don't get it twisted. The doubt followed him. Coaches didn't see a star. They saw a skinny project. Some thought he wouldn't play for 2 years. Redshirt plans were already in place. And even his nickname didn't get respect. Sauce meant nothing to them. It wasn't earned yet. Every practice felt like a silent audition. Every rep was a fight for credibility. This wasn't Hollywood. No instant rise. Just grind, skepticism, and a kid from Detroit trying to prove he belonged.
He walks around like, hey, my name's Sauce. I'm like, I will never call another man Sauce until he gives me a reason to call you Sauce.
They had plans on redshirting me, but I was just always making plays in camp. And I was praying like, God, I'm making plays, this and that. Next thing you know, threw me in the fire in UCF game.
Welcome to Cincinnati.
UCF kept
And here's where things get real. Defensive coordinator Marcus Freeman wasn't impressed by nicknames. When Ahmad introduced himself as Sauce, Freeman shut it down fast. Give me a reason, he said. No hype, no shortcuts. From that moment on, every rep became personal. Sauce wasn't chasing praise, he was chasing respect. Then everything flipped. The coaches were nervous. UCF kept rotating receivers, forcing Cincinnati to dig deep into the depth chart. They didn't want to put Ahmad in, but what they didn't know, he'd been locked into film all week, studying tendencies, reading routes. When his moment came, he didn't hesitate. Pick 6. The crowd erupts. Sideline explodes. That wasn't luck. That was a preparation meeting opportunity. The entire trajectory changed right there.
Intercepted! Ahmad Gardner with a pick 6!
The crowd goes crazy, and I run up to my sideline and said, "You are now Sauce for the rest of your career."
From that point on, Sauce never looked back. He earned the starting job and turned it into a statement. Week after week, quarterbacks stopped throwing his way. Over 3 seasons, he played more than 1,000 coverage snaps and didn't allow a single touchdown. Not one. That doesn't happen by accident. That's discipline. That's film study. That's confidence built through repetition. Receivers knew where he lined up. They just couldn't do anything about it. This wasn't a hot streak. It was dominance stretched over years. But of course, the noise followed. Yeah, but he plays in the AAC. Yeah, but who's he really guarding? Critics questioned everything. The competition, the numbers, the hype. And that doubt added pressure. Because Sauce knew one thing. To silence it, he'd need a stage big enough that excuses wouldn't survive. Get cooked, and the doubts become truth. Lock him down, and everything changes, circling his name. As draft night approached, Sauce wasn't thinking about fame. He was thinking about his mom, about retiring her, about paying back every sacrifice she made. The emotions were heavy. Even his coach kept the pressure on, telling him he wouldn't call him Sauce until he was drafted. One final test, one final wait. Sitting there with my family, the tension was thick. Years of doubt, discipline, and belief all led to this moment. And there was no turning back now. Then the call came. With the 4th pick, the New York Jets selected Sauce Gardner. Just like that, history. The highest draft pick Cincinnati had ever produced. The room went quiet for him. Not celebration, shock. He looked at his mom's face, his brother, his people. It didn't feel real, almost like his body hadn't caught up to his mind yet. Am I dreaming? Years on 7 Mile, years of being overlooked. All of it collapsed into one moment. The nickname was finally official. Sauce wasn't just a nickname anymore. It was a name the NFL now had to remember. And now, the NFL. Sauce didn't just step in to exist. He had 3 goals: Pro Bowl, All-Pro, and Defensive Rookie of the Year. Confidence sky high. He knew what he was capable of. The stage was bigger, the lights brighter, the talent unmatched. But Sauce had spent years proving himself against doubt, against skinny body jokes, against late bloomers' stigma. This was just another challenge. Only now, the whole league was watching, and he was ready to show them exactly who Sauce Gardner was. Week 1. First real test. Facing Mark Andrews, a big-body tight end coming off an All-Pro season. Pressure? Off the charts. But the Sauce didn't flinch. 1 catch allowed. That's it. Just like that, the league took notice. He wasn't a rookie to tolerate. He was a rookie to fear. Teammates glanced at him differently. Opponents double-checked their routes, and fans started murmuring, "This kid might be something special." First day, first impression, indelible. And then the real test came. Facing the NFL's elite. Jamar Chase, Cortland Sutton, George Pickens. Week after week, Sauce held them in check. Not just physically, but mentally. He read plays like a seasoned veteran. Confidence grew with each lockdown, each step, each near-perfect coverage. No panic, no guesswork. Opposing quarterbacks learned fast. Throwing his way was a mistake. Slowly, the reputation built itself. This wasn't a flash in the pan. This was dominance. And every Sunday, the league began to whisper his name with respect. The kind only earned through sheer consistency. Then came the moments that defined his persona. Walking off Lambeau Field with a cheesehead under his arm, confidence radiating. Some called it arrogance. He called it belief. And the NFL agreed. They noticed. By season's end, the top 100 rankings placed him at number 1 among cornerbacks. A rookie. First time in decades. Not just that, but the respect from peers was real. He wasn't just playing the game. He was rewriting expectations for what a cornerback could do in their rookie season. Swagger, earned, confidence, undeniable. And the league? Forced to pay attention. By season's end, the honors stacked up: Pro Bowl, All-Pro, Defensive Rookie of the Year. But Sauce's moment was bigger than trophies. Detroit, 7 Mile, his mother, years of doubt and prayer, all collided in tears and gratitude. He wasn't a fluke. He was forged by faith and grind. Sauce Gardner became the highest-paid cornerback in NFL history. Not just breaking records, but setting new benchmarks. $0.1 million more than Stingley, and every dollar earned reflected years of sacrifice, preparation, and proving everyone wrong. From 7 Mile to this contract, it's insane. And it wasn't about money alone, it was recognition. Proof that belief, discipline, and hard work can write history in ways most can't imagine. Despite contracts and accolades, Sauce stayed grounded, guided by faith, family, and discipline. He honored his mother, his roots, and his principles. His journey proves talent alone isn't enough. Belief, sacrifice, and relentless effort turn overlooked beginnings into unstoppable greatness. From a kid praying on 7 Mile to the highest paid corner in football, Sauce Gardner proved discipline beats doubt. His story isn't about talent alone. It's about belief, sacrifice, and choosing the right path when the wrong one is everywhere. You hold the pen. Write your story.